Okay, guys, we made it through the first lesson, 10.1. This lesson is going to be 10.2. And what we're going to be talking about, our learning target, is I can tell you when to use AM and PM. So I saw in the discussion post, a lot of you guys had mentioned the fact that there are 24 hours in a day, but there's only 12 hours represented on the clock. And that's a great question to ask, because the first 12 hours of the day are considered AM, and then the second 12 hours of the day are considered PM. Now, if you notice here on my dry eraser board, I did a few things for us, okay? I wrote what looks like to be a timeline, okay? Or a number line that we use in multiplication and division. Some of you guys love the number line. Some of you guys weren't too big of fans of it, but is there only one way to solve a math problem? You guys know the answer to that question. So a little hint that my dad gave me when I was a little kid is he said, AM right here represents at morning. And those are the hours, the times after midnight. Okay, so think about when midnight is. On New Year's Eve, your parents let you stay up till midnight because it marks the start of the brand new year. And it's AM stops right before noon. So at 11:59 a.m., once it hits 12, it's considered noon. Now, PM, down here, an easy way to remember what PM stands for, like the acronyms that we talk about, are PM stands for past morning. So when you're done with the morning and you're moving into the afternoon, okay, is PM. And those times are represented after. Notice how I put noon in quotation marks. And that runs all the way up to just before midnight. Just before midnight. So if you see here, what I did was I gave you guys what looks like to be a number line. And it starts right here. If you see this huge tally mark, the biggest one, this first one represents the very start of the day, which would be at 12 midnight. And that would be considered in the AM hours. If you look, I gave you guys little green tally marks. So this would be represented by 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And then notice how I did a very big blue tally mark here to represent 6 a.m. All right? So think about 6 a.m. Some of you guys are still probably asleep. Some of you guys are probably waking up around that time. I usually wake up during our regular day at around 6 a.m. and I start getting myself together. Then you have the next tally marks here are 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Right about this time is when you're probably heading into school, if we were on a regular schedule. 9 a.m. What are we doing at 9 a.m.? We are just finishing up our morning routine and we're headed into morning meeting. 10 a.m. What are we doing there? All right. In a regular school day, that's where we are. Right into our math lesson. 11 a.m. What are we doing at 11 a.m.? You guys are at special, just finishing special, heading to lunch. And then 12 noon. So the a.m. hours are done at 12 noon. At 11:59 a.m., once it hits 12 noon, we are officially in the p.m. hours. What are you doing at noon in a regular school day? Think about that. We're just finishing up our cool down and we're heading into our English language arts section of the day. Same thing here. We have these green tally marks representing the different hours. So we have 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. You guys are leaving school right at about this time, 3 p.m. 4 p.m., you're probably headed out, playing with your friends, riding your bicycles around Clifton Heights, causing trouble. Just kidding, don't cause trouble. 5, your mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandmom, grandpop, aunt, your guardian is calling you in probably for dinner. And then look at what I did here at 6 p.m. I did a big tally mark, right? 6 p.m. past morning. This is where you're probably sitting down to have a bite to eat, okay, for dinner. Then we have 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. If you're like Angelica and myself, we like to get to bed super early during the week so we're nice and fresh for the next day. So at around 9 p.m. is when we are going to bed or getting ready for bed. Then we have 10, all right, we're fast asleep. 11, definitely asleep. And midnight. So I'm sure you guys have stayed up to midnight before because you guys are rebels. And especially on New Year's Eve, this is where we mark the start of the new day. Now, during these early AM hours, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., remember, those are the hours that you're probably asleep, okay? It's still dark out, so a lot of people will confuse that with the nighttime. But these are just some specific things that we wanted to go over to get you guys ready for 10.2. So you're going to try the Unlock Your Problem. You're going to try the Sharon Show and the On Your Own. Like I said, please do not worry if you do not know it, because you can ask me in the discussion post. I did leave a question in our Schoology app that I want you to answer. It says, if you woke up at 6 to brush your teeth and shower, would it be AM or PM? And why do you think so? And again, that's in the discussion post. Remember, anything that you don't understand, you guys can ask me, okay? I hope these videos are helping you out. AM and PM, 10.2, all right? I hope these guys, like I said, I hope these videos are helping you out. I miss you guys. And again, any questions, concerns that you have, please post in the discussion. Peace.